On Westworld, if I had had my wishes, I would have gotten to play Jeffrey Wright's character, Bernard, because I just like to do Jeffrey Wright's voice. That thing that he does. Hi, I am Tessa Thompson, and I'm here with ELLE to play Ask Me Anything. I would love to be, I think I would like to be on White Lotus, but I don't even need like a starring, I could just have a cameo on White Lotus on this new season, or anything. I would love to just, or whatever Jennifer Coolidge is doing next. Whatever she's doing in television next. If they need someone just to be there with her, I'm available. If they need a baby dolphin next to her and whatever she does next, I am available and ready. A dress that I wore, quite a cheeky dress, literally, that I wore to a Westworld premiere because my bum was out, and that's not why I like the dress. I like the dress because the dress is beautiful, but I also, you just see my butt, and I like that. Not my butt, I don't like my butt, I love the dress, but there's also my butt. Nothing. I've learned absolutely nothing about fighting in the ring because I feel like every time I make one of these movies, I learn something and then I promptly forget it. And also, I think I just end up watching it and I get so invested that all ideas about technique or sport just go out the window and I'm just yelling at the oiled men fighting. So I don't know anything about boxing anymore, sadly. You know, I would rate myself as a boxer pretty good. And I mean that sincerely. Like I think if I trained, I would be good. Not at any face punching, but I'm good like at some of the bag stuff. I know this is not making you think that I would be good, but I have trained in boxing a little bit and I was pretty good. I think my favorite word or phrase in sign language, especially on this film, is I love you, because when I would say it to Mila, who plays my daughter Amara, we do this thing where we lock it, and that's what she does with her mom, and it just became my favorite thing to sign daily. I absolutely saw the sign language interpreter at the Rihanna concert the other night, and she was amazing, and she's a star, and I spent a lot of time on her Instagram, and funnily, when we were making Creed, it was also during the Super Bowl, so we got together and we were all watching, Mila, her family, we all watched the Super Bowl together, and we're watching the sign language interpreters there, and just, it felt very, very exciting to see a lot of people online really respond to that, because I think our society tends to really have a bias towards the hearing world, and I think these kind of moments are really impactful because they remind us to sort of unpack that bias, and to get to do that on such a huge stage at the Super Bowl is really, really fantastic, and I'm hoping that our film gets to also help that conversation keep going. First of all, I think you have to just love every stage of all of your mistakes and style mistakes, because that's you and it's your evolution. So I try to be kind to myself, even when I look back at photographs. But I think it's just like doing anything to my eyebrows. You know, I wish I had never touched them, because now I just have, you know, make them always bigger and bigger. And if I had never touched them, I wouldn't have to use a pencil to do that ever, maybe. So that's my only regret. If I could steal any celebrity's word, I think Rihanna's. I would love to see what's in there and wear pretty much anything. Yeah, on Westworld, if I had had my wishes, I would have gotten to play Jeffrey Wright's character, Bernard, because I just like to do Jeffrey Wright's voice. That thing that he does. Oh, is there one song I can't get out of my head right now? No, which is very rare for me, actually. I always have a song stuck in my head. I think I've had the Succession intro stuck in my head like since the show started. So that, oh yeah. Everyone in my life would say I'm a terrible texter, and some would say that I'm a bad driver, mostly because I text while I drive. Yeah, bad texting is when you don't text people back. You text for a while and then you fall off for a long period of time, and I don't know why I'm like that. I think it's because I'm an analog girl in a digital world. But the people that love me, they just know it's not because I love them any less. I love them deeply. I'm just bad at texting. I lose my phone a lot too, and my phone dies. I'm just bad at technology. I think my favorite memory from shooting this film is probably like our family scenes and hanging out. I think those days were so joyful, and also the day that Mila wrapped, she gave a speech and made everybody cry, and I think that felt really special just to be a part of someone's first experience making a movie, and I think that's something I'll never forget. I think my favorite thing about working with Mike is he really is a very kind human. Like, I'm so proud of him. I think he did such a tremendous job on the film and directed something that's not easy to do. But I also am kind of the belief that it's not just about like how good a film you make, is what was the process of making the thing like? How good did you make that for everyone around you? And he made it a really joyful experience for everybody. And I think to do that and also make a great quality film is really hard to do. And it's a very rarefied thing. He was like never grumpy. Like maybe like cute grumpy occasionally to me, but I never saw him grumpy with anyone else. And that, I'm very proud of him for that, because we all get grumpy. I just went to a fashion show in Tokyo, which was so cool. And something that was really fascinating to me is that I think because there is such a premium on politeness, when you take photographs, all of the photographers were entirely silent, and even their cameras were silent. And that blew my mind because I'm so accustomed to photographers that are yelling. And that was such an interesting sort of cultural difference. And I was also there with my older sister who had never been to a fashion show before. And I think sometimes you can take things for granted when you do it a lot. And being next to her made me realize, wow, they're so weird. Like, this is very, very weird. And ComicCon, I actually did have a very anthropological experience because I dressed myself up like as a stormtrooper. And I just went around Comic-Con without people knowing who I was or anything, so I really got to kind of be a fly on the wall or a stormtrooper on the wall and watch what happens at Comic-Con, and that was so fun. Thank you so much for all of your questions. See you soon. Go see Creed 3 if you feel like it, please.